Welcome to the very first session of our CCNP security batch. So today is the first day. So we will be starting. If you guys attended my first demo session for this course, where we talked about like what we exactly gonna cover in that particular CCNP to CCI security. So now we will be starting with ASA. So as I stated in that session also, that we will be starting our session with ASA. So basically, I'm just first let's talk about what we gonna, you know, my pen is not working properly. Just hold on a second, guys. Let me just restart this. Okay, hold on a sec. Let me just check it again. Great. Okay, so I hope the screen is visible again. Apply. Okay, so guys, let's discuss about like what we gonna cover in this ASA section today. Not today, but in this I guess for a month we will be uh, talk about this ASA appliance, or you can say ASA firewall that is used by Cisco. So first we're gonna cover ASA overview and talk about the history. Guys, I hope my writing is not that bad, although my pen is not working correctly, but still I'm trying my best to, just type it down. And then we'll talk about ASA deployment. So these are the topic that we're gonna, talk in this ASA thing. And after that, we will talk about basic ASA configuration. So I'm just giving an idea, like you can see the syllabus that we're gonna cover in ASA. And after that, we have ASA traffic flow. Then we'll talk about ASA routing. So this is a point like you're gonna ask me why we talk about ASA routing. Although we have routers for routing, but I'll talk about that in very much deep dive, like why we do ASA routing. And after that, the most important topic, which is NAT, and ACL is also there. So then we have MPF, which is our modular policy framework. And then we have transparent firewall. So this is one of the mode, like which we will deploy any firewall. So once we move back to or move further to next generation firewall, we'll talk about different mode. So in here we have routed mode and transparent mode. And this is another important topic, which is QoS. And this is the very important topic in perspective to your interview, I can say, or once if you are deploying ASA or if you're migrating something. So this is a very important topic, which is ASA high availability, and this one ASA clustering, and the last one, which is security context. So basically, in security context, we just virtually divide our physical appliance of ASA firewall into multiple. So guys, any question or anything that you want to ask, because I think my handwriting is not that good. So if you have any question, please ask, or I'll just move further, start about the history or the chart giving the overview of ASA. So if you guys want to write it down, go ahead and do write it down.
Are we going to get this recording? The screen will be recorded, right?
Yes, yes. So I guess this is the recording, and you will be getting all the recordings that we record in our lecture.
That's it. That's it.
Okay.
One more thing is like now probably you can like now you're having a screen where you're writing, whereas then that has to be updated. Probably you can have a normal blackboard or whiteboard or something where you can write, because now it is creating some because of latency. Will that be okay? Possible?
See,
It can continue to be a video, not necessarily that this kind of screen.
but I need to, write it down. So if you're telling me, just write it down on a simple notepad, right?
नहीं, मतलब like that video screen itself, if you can have a normal screen, because it takes time for it to update all those things. Normal, ठीक है, मतलब fine. Continue.
Okay, let's continue. I just no issues, no issues. So see, I need I'm having a digital pen pad, so I need to type on that, and that should be there on any of the notepad things. So if I use a normal notepad, the latency would be more. So that's why I'm using a paid one. But still showing the latency, I'll just check it. Okay, so guys, let's talk about the firewall thing. Okay, so the first firewall that is introduced by Cisco firewall. This is Cisco PIX. So currently, this firewall is end of life and end of service. So Cisco now no more giving any services regarding this Cisco PIX firewall. So why I'm telling you, because somewhere if you heard about this term, you should have aware about the firewall things that are introduced by Cisco. So this is the first firewall that was introduced by Cisco. And then if I talk about, then we have Cisco ASA. So currently, the new deployment for Cisco ASA is not taking place because this has been replaced by, I can say, Cisco Pure Firewall, or I can say NGFW, Cisco NGFW Firewall, which is our FTD, and that has been managed by FMC. So currently, what's the stage of this is these are migrating into next generation firewall. So currently, all the Cisco ASA firewall that are deployed on customer sites are currently migrating into Cisco's next generation firewall. And why we are doing that? Because nowadays we have next generation firewalls in market. So Cisco had have this FTD, which is fire threat power detection, and we have for other vendors we have Palo Alto, Checkpoint, and all other things. They have some different features that are not there in Cisco ASA. Or if you can just say this is our traditional firewall. You just follow the Cisco terms. So this is are the traditional firewall we currently have. So I'm just let me just show you one thing. Uh, Okay, so let's see this one. So what we have in PIX and what we are having in Cisco ASA. So if you can see it up for you guys. So see, if I talk about specs, so these are the the version that currently or we are having for this. This is actually end of service now, or there is no sale for this, and this is currently not selling, but yes, currently is running at customer end. So if I talk about, so there is no IPS technology at that time on Cisco PIX, but for ASA we have something. And if I talk about a security context, if you just saw the syllabus, I wrote down there is security context. So in here there is no security context, but in ASA we support that. And if I talk about the VPN, the SSL VPN, so PIX is the one you know don't give any support regarding that. But in ASA, we have a support for VPN technologies also. And if you talk about the voice and video, so we have this thing. But if you can see the comparison between PIX and ASA, So you can see the ASA is the upgraded version from Plex. So that's why just Cisco just and the sale of this product from their end. Now they are not selling the ASAs, but yes, they are supporting. But in current scenario, if I talk about all the customers that are required the next generation security defense system, so they going forward to this secure Cisco secure firewall, which is our FTD, and that was managed by FMC. So after ASA, we'll talk about this for another I can say 1 month. So I'll just try to cover ASA first, and after that we'll talk about Cisco Secure Firewall. So what the exact difference is that? So in ASA we you mostly do the things on CLI, although we have a GUI for that, but the GUI of ASA is not that stable. So we recommend or we just use CLI for Cisco ASA. But if we move to next generation firewall, we mainly work on GUI. So that is basically very user friendly. You don't have to remember all the commands and all the things. You just need to remember the tabs and just configure. So I'll just showcase you like what are the difficulties that you guys face in ASA, and what are the benefits of Cisco next generation firewall. And although the features of next generation firewalls are advanced, so if I give you an example, which is URL filtering. So in ASA it won't support this URL filtering, but in our next generation firewall, they support this URL filtering. So there are many more features that we talk about when we start the section, which is our Cisco next generation firewall. So let's talk about the ASA first. So this is basically, guys, just a little introduction part about ASA. So I'm trying to cover the CLI part today, so that in next section we'll talk more about, and we'll start doing the tasks related to the ASA. Just clear this up real quick. Okay, guys, type it down. Okay. So guys, the current OS, or you can say the operating system we have for ASA is 9.x. Current, this is a operating system that we are that ASA is running on. So ASA, and this is, you can say, the version. And after that, this will be the minor version. And after that, we have another thing which we call as patches. So Cisco, every time, once upgrade the system to a new version, after that they will introduce different patches where they just recover from the bugs that they have in
Arun,
different.
Arun, Arun, just sorry to interrupt. Can you write a bit bigger? Your handwriting is like, if you can, that whatever is written for X, we can't see. I don't know what is. So if you can write a bit bigger, I mean, the handwriting is okay. Thank you.
Is this okay? Minor? Is this okay? This one?
Yeah, yeah, this is okay.
Thank you. No issue, Nishan. Thank you. So if I talk about the current version, so currently ASA is running on 9.x. So there are different patches that Cisco introduced by the time. So now and also that version we are we are using in our lab also. Okay, so in lab we will be using, I guess, 9.12. So I'll just check it down once we come on to the lab part. And now let's talk about what are the of ASA. So we have two series, which is 5500 series. We have 5500X. So guys, the series is almost same. Okay, so we have 5500 series, and we have 5500X. So what are the basic advantage we have in X? The only thing we have is the high throughput. Okay, so in 5500 series, we have less throughput. So because of the throughput, the many customers facing some issues. In this series, the firewall is having some the number of connections per second are less, and they having the less throughput. Because of that, they will introduce another series which is 55x. So in this series, we have high throughput and we have number of connection per second is higher. So let me just give you another. Here it is. Bring it up here. And see, guys. So if I talk about this, so see, this is the X series, and you can see all that throughput. See this throughput, 1.8 gig. One. So that is, basically depending on customer requirement, what exactly your customer is required for. See, if you're requiring a large deployment, you will go for the X series, and for that X series, you must be go for higher number of throughput or higher number of connection per second. See, this is having 50K connections per second, 65K connection per second. So these are the basically, just to give you guys go through like what are the series that is present in market right now regarding ASA. So see, these are the known one, but if you can see, this is ASA virtual. So why do we need ASA virtual? So guys, basically what happened, see, for virtual environment, we need a virtual image of an appliance. So what we do, so let's take an example, like if customer having a, and in that they have the big server over there, so they need to deploy uh, suppose you can say a firewall over there. So instead of buying the hardware appliance, customer will prefer to have a virtual image of that appliance that are sold by their vendors. So suppose if they want, so although this would be not the scenario nowadays because ASA is not being sold nowadays, but if customer wants to deploy ASA, so they would have been purchase the ASA virtual image from Cisco website and just get it, download it from there and just upload in on their servers and just start enjoying all the services that are given by ASA. So the virtual appliance is same as the hardware appliance, although there are some minor changes or some minor features that are not supported over here, but almost everything is supported over here. So we will be using this also in our lab once we do the the VPN part. But although we will be using the normal ASA, not the virtual one, but once we start doing the VPN part, we will be using this ASA virtual image in our lab also. Okay, so now the basic introduction is, which is like what are the current operating system and what are the series that is been held by the market of for Cisco ASA is completed. So let's move on to the features. Features are basically similar to what we have in our syllabus, but I just want to talk more about the features of ASA. So let me just write it down. Okay, so first feature that we want to talk about is packet filtering. So whenever in enterprise network, when the term come up, which is filtering or policy, what's the first term that we will be using nowadays? That is represent as ACL. So ACL plays an important role when you deploy ASAs because of this work on policy. So we will create different policies, like what network is allowed to reach out particular devices and what network are not allowed to reach on that particular device. So we create different policies by ACLs. And if I talk about, so there are two types of ACLs we have. So it will support both the standard one and the extended one. Okay. So the next feature that I'm going to talk about is layer 3 and layer 2 implementation. Layer 3 and layer 2 implementation. So in here we have two different modes. If you remember, I talk about two different modes of firewall, which is routed mode, and other one is transparent. So we'll talk about in very much detailed about this term. So if I talked about layer 3, so that is depending on IP address. For layer 2, that will depending on MAC address. So firewall, this ASA firewall will be deployed as both for layer 3 and layer 2. We'll talk about this and once we do the lab. And if I just rub it down, so guys, any one of you like have any idea about ASA, or this is the first time you're hearing this term, or you want to learn about this? Any idea like what the firewall actually do in real life or in a production environment?
I have studied earlier. Yeah,
Little bit.
And we also have a fair idea in the Indian Navy what the firewall is.
Uh, okay, so guys, see, I guess you must have an idea about the current running firewalls, which are Palo Alto, FTD, Cisco FTD, and Checkpoint, or you just know about like why do we use firewall, or why do we have an filtering traffic through firewalls?
yeah, I'm aware of the vendors, what is it, Palo Alto,
Yeah. So
the
do you
big.
have any idea about ASA? Have you worked on it, or have you heard this term from your customer? Like, if you just go back to like maybe 5 years back, we majorly heard this term next generation firewall. We basically I worked with Cisco, so they are most of the customer are running ASA firewalls. Okay, guys.
Yeah,
So another feature is VPN, which is in here we talked about site-to-site VPN and remote VPN, and this high availability. So we have two different high availability over here, which is device level high availability, which is our failover. So in failover, we learned two things, which is active standby failover, and we will talk about active. See, this high availability thing is nowadays are very important because you won't be risking your network by deploying only a single appliance. Okay, so you must have a backup appliance for that particular I can say firewall or router. So if you're deploying ASA, it's quite mandatory to have a backup appliance. What if that primary device gonna fail? So you must have deployed in a scenario where you have high availability. So we talked about this also, like how we will be creating this high availability thing by making one firewall as an active state and one firewall in standby. But there would be a scenario where we will have two firewall, both are in active state. And what we will be doing a load balancing by them. So we talk about that also. And we have this is a device level high availability. And if I talk about interface level, so for this, I'm talking about the channel. So I'm sure you must have heard about this term, the channel. So by this, we will be having, one or two same interface for that particular appliance. So we will talk about that in detail once we talk about the high availability thing. And after that, we have AAA support. Although all the features are not here, but the AAA is nowadays are very important. So if you just heard about this, this is authentication, authorization, and accounting. So although we have a separate ICE module for that in CCNP security, and we will be talking about that very for a very long time, or I can say would be a topic for more than.
Sorry, I don't know why I'm getting disconnected and reconnected. Yeah, please let me know. Yeah, I'm listening.
So you missed any part, Garima?
No, I haven't missed any part.
Mhm.
My question is just how long will it go on for, like, Tuesday and Thursday?
So for Tuesday and Thursday, guys, I'm just starting it for from 8, and I'm just extending or just try to cover it till 9:30 or maybe 10. Basically, depending on you guys. I just don't want to be in a pace that you guys won't able to understand the things. So that is on you. What's your suggestion? Can give your
No, I
suggestion.
think that's good because we are finishing it like from 8 p.m. to
Mhm.
9:30 p.m. You said, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that is much better because 2.5 hours long class becomes very heavy. Um, but I just want to know, like, how many months uh do I have to take out, like, my Tuesdays and Thursday, especially for this class?
Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, if you're missing. Yeah, we are doing this batch for TTS, okay? And
No,
the
Arun, I think it's only for Tuesday and Thursday, and it's from 8 to 9:30. I think that's what was
okay, no issues. That
agreed.
that 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 would be, the Gaurav is the one who will be, giving you all the details. But for me, I'm just trying to do this for 3 weeks days, so that we will cover the module in not in a rapid fire mode, but yes, it will take around 4 to 5 months. So if we gonna do only for 2 days, then it will be the
Yeah,
longer time. Or we can try one thing.
maybe for 6 months, maybe, right?
Yes,
I
but
think doing for 2 days is much better because b- uh, I
Yeah, because
I'm not
Saturdays it's an issue. Because on Saturdays that they're doing it 8 to 9:30 on a Saturday, it's not going to work out. Because being a weekend and
see. Okay, do one thing. Let's do
people
one
have
thing, guys.
some commitments.
No issues, no issues. So we can do one thing. So we can do one thing on Saturday. We will be doing the classes bit early if you guys want.
No, no. Actually, the thing
yes,
is, there are few
yes.
of us who already have some of the classes going
Mm,
on. So the thing is actually, so that was the whole idea. So we had two options. Either we take 1 hour each day on ATS. So instead of that, we thought that instead of doing an hour class, so let's do this 3 hours in two classes. So the whole idea was that we made it from 8 to 9:30 was because of this. So let's see how it goes, and if required, like you said, on the weekday we can do it from 8 to 10. If that be it, we
Okay,
can extend it by 10.
uh, see, guys, the thing is, we have so much to talk about. Okay, so if you're expecting me, to cover this module in 4 to 5 months for weekdays, like for only 2 days, and I'm not able to cover much topic in 1.5 hours. So if I start one topic, I just try to, cover that topic in the same day. Why that? Because I just don't want you guys to puzzle up next day when you come out, come in the class. So that's why I at least need 2 hours to cover a topic. See, I can go in a rapid fire mode if you want, but see, in my experience, if we go in a steady way, this is kind of new things for you guys, and there are many things that you want to learn. So I think if we go in a steady pace, that would be recommendable from my side. If you guys want me to be in a rapid mode, I can do that. No issues for me.
No, no,
So
we
that.
don't want you to be in the rapid mode for sure. Take it up slowly. Okay, we'll just see how it goes around. So
So
you
let's
please do at your own.
we can talk about this
Yeah,
when we finish the today's topic. So let's not bring that in the middle of class. So we'll talk about that at the end. Okay, guys. So we have a modular policy framework. I just got distracted regarding the time. No issues. So we have modular policy framework. So in that, by default, the traffic inspection is on on ASA. So we will be learning that how we manipulate that also. And we have security context. So what we will be doing in this, we will be just, you know, I can say
Arun sir, I have to continue. Hello.
yes, yes.
Yeah, I just wanted to know for how many months is it going to stay? And I think maybe we can discuss it in tomorrow's class when we come in. I'm
Uh,
sorry, the next time's class. Uh, it's
so
happening on
I
Saturday
guess,
or
I guess
or Tuesday.
regarding the class, it's better if we talk about at the end, if possible, because let me just complete, or let me just try to make a pace, because if we talk about the class, so it's quite the things that we can discuss at the end, because
Okay. Do you want me to join for a few minutes at last? Tell me the time I'll join at that time
so
for a
you're
few
not
minutes.
continuing the class right now.
Right now I'm doing something. I'm in
Okay.
between of something.
Okay,
So
no
I'll
issues. So
just
no
come
issues,
out and
Garima. So Garima,
yeah.
as per my plan, we have started this batch for 3 days, which will be Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. Okay, and for Tuesday and Thursday, I'm planning from 8 to 9:30, and for Saturday, I just thought that you guys would be free, so we can stretch this for 2 or 3 hour class. But now this is on, I can say, for on Gaurav from Network Kings. He will be giving you uh, like what is suitable things for you, or what you want to ask. You can ask Gaurav about this, or else after that we'll have a discussion like how we gonna work that for the batch. Is it okay? No
Hello.
issues.
Yeah, I'm
Yes.
so
Yeah, Garima. So this is the plan. So now you can say what you want. Go ahead.
so sorry. I don't know why I'm getting disconnected something and I got disconnected. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Really.
No,
But
no issues.
I'm not doing this. Yeah,
Uh,
please tell me.
so let me just
You
write it
said
down.
Yeah, you said Gaurav sir is going to plan or something coordinate. So overall, I think what you said, like 8 to 9:30
See,
is
if you
okay for
if
me.
you
It's
just
much
see
better for
my
me. Yeah,
8 to 9:30 for Tuesday and Thursday, right?
for Tuesday and Thursday is much better for me. But if you're doing it on Saturday, please do
Hmm.
it a bit earlier because Arun sir, I'm in Eastern Standard Time Zone. Okay.
Ah, okay, that is the issue. I can understand
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, so because if it's getting like if you're doing till 10:30, it 12:30 I'm getting late for my work and everything.
Hmm.
Okay. So please make sure if you're doing it on Saturday. I would like if you're not doing it on Saturday, but if you're doing it on Saturday, please
Hmm.
move it a little bit earlier in the morning. Like for me in the morning. But for
So
you
okay,
it'll be a little
so we can do from 5 to 7. So according to you, it is 8 p.m. if I'm not wrong.
yes,
8
yes.
8 a.m.
8 a.m. Yeah, that will be much better. On Saturday, you're saying, right?
Okay, yeah,
Or
yeah.
can
So
you
that's
also do
why
it on Tuesday and Thursday? Uh,
not
just asking.
possible,
Yeah,
not
yeah.
possible for me also. See, on
Okay,
Tuesday
so
and Thursday.
yeah, Tuesday and Thursday, I understand. It's from 8 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. And
Mhm.
on Saturday, we can like 5
Arun,
p.m. to
Arun, actually, I just want to weigh in here. The thing is,
Mhm.
Saturday for 3 hours, I don't know. 3 hours class on a Saturday would be able to happen.
Let's
So,
make it 2 hours. What you say?
yeah.
well,
He
or
said
okay,
2 to 3 years. He said two
Yeah,
to
it's
three
not
years. It's
not
a very
this is not
yeah,
mandatory that I have to stretch it for 3 hours. If we start a
yeah.
topic, if it got finished in 2 hours, that will be it. Or if it will take 1 hour 30 minutes. That is it. I'm not
Yeah.
taking
Arun,
it as a.
can we just do this? Just a slight suggestion from me on this on Tuesday and Thursdays. Can we make it a 2 hour class? So on a week we cover 4 hours. Isn't 4 hour enough? See, if we can sit from 8 to 9:30,
No
we
issues, no
might as
issues.
well sit till 10. So I
No.
think 4 hours a week would be enough because, like I said, there are few of us. We are doing already some courses we are doing. which are already planned on a weekend. So that's one of the main reason we did not want this
Mhm.
batch to be on a weekend. Otherwise, if somebody is there from the networking, they would inform you. They had told us for a weekend batch, but we from the Navy are already into some other course.
I
So the
totally,
whole
I totally
idea was
understand. I totally understand
so if
that
we
issue.
want to extend it, do one thing, 2 hours on twice a week we can do. So I think 4 hours a week would be more than enough. I mean, otherwise we won't be able to grasp also much. So,
Arun
we
sir,
can.
yeah, that's okay, and I think that even if you're doing like 8 p.m. to 9:30 p.m., that's also okay. If it's extending from 5 to 6 months, it's all right. Okay, let's just speak to your team, and that is comfortable for me as well. Like doing two
Okay,
days.
guys. So I think from Network Kings, they will contact you or they will just talk to you about the class timing. So I think they are the right person
Yeah.
to have any answer regarding that. I have already told you about my comfortability. So we'll discuss that. No issues.
Yeah, mostly I'm on the same page with you. So, you know about my, limitations. So, keeping that in mind, thank you so much for taking time to answer this. Okay, Arun
No
sir,
issues.
I'll join back on Tuesday if there is no class on Saturday. If there is a class on Saturday, please make sure that it is a little bit earlier. That will
So
be,
see if
a lot
if
better.
if we're having any class on Saturday, Network Kings uh,
Yeah, they'll update me.
they'll update. That's for sure.
Okay. All right. Have a
Thank you
nice day.
very
Take
much.
care.
Same to you. Bye bye.
Okay, bye.
Okay, guys. So I think let me just again.
Arun, now just coming back to this on the topic on the ASA. If you can
Mhm.
just give us a brief, what exactly is this ASA? Like, we have straight away gone into the features and all. You can just briefly tell us, what exactly is this, as an intro, so that
See,
would
see,
help
see.
us.
You know why I'm giving about the features because these are the important things. What exactly has been done by a firewall? So if you want to straight away have an idea about firewall, to see if you remember or if you know what are the duties of firewall in our real life environment. They basically just do an inspection of traffic, like what is allowed or what are not allowed inside your network, right? So see, if you have let me just give you an example. So if you're aware about, see, this is our ASA. We have a router over here. So see, if a normal scenario, if we give a default route or any route this from this router to ASA and from from the same side, okay. So this router will you know communicate with this one, okay, in a simple scenario. But once we have a ASA or a firewall in between, all the traffic that are going from router 1 to router 2 will be inspected. And we can, make a policy like what traffic is allowed in between that and what traffic is not allowed in between that. So we can, filter our traffic. If you can heard the first feature that I talked about, which is filtering. So this is what we will be filter the traffic on the basis of ACL, which is our packet or traffic filtering. Okay, so we have some different, not different, we have some default behavior of ASA firewall that we're just gonna talk about in today's class. That's why I'm just moving from, sequence wise. So first, I just want to give you the overview and history of ASA firewall or NSA firewall. Then we'll talk about the features that are there, and then I'll just come up on like how we gonna how that appliance look like and what's the CLI and how we can give the IP address to that. That was my plan. But if you want me to give
No, no, okay,
uh
okay, just go ahead. Yeah, yeah, sure. Thanks, thanks, thanks. Just go ahead as per.
okay, so let's just start with the CLI of the firewall.
So the Features part is covered, right? The features part.
Yes, features part is covered. So the same the the syllabus that I just told you, that is almost there as a feature. So we'll talk about every features of ASA in our class. So today I'm just covering the basics, like how you can give the IP address to ASA firewall, and how you can configure the interface, everything, and what are the default behavior of ASA firewall. So let's talk about CLI of ASA firewall. So guys, I hope many of you or all of you might be, familiar with the CLI of iOS. So by iOS, I am talking about router, okay, or you can say switch. But the CLI of almost the appliance is same. So if I talk about iOS, and if I talk about ASA, so we have a different mode in CLI, right? So in router, we have first mode, which is our, I can say, user mode. Okay, and after that, if you just type enable, after that, so will be landed on this hash mode, which is our privilege mode. And once you type conf, which is configure terminal, you will be landed on global mode, right? It will be identified like this, and this is your global mode, right? So similarly, in our ASA, we have all these three modes. The only thing, the difference is, once you land on the ASA, this would be the user mode. So if you type enable over here, although I will showcase you this in the lab once we landed on our lab. So it will ask you for a password. Defaultly, you can just press enter, and you will land on privilege. Okay, so if you want to give any password, you can give it over here. If not, just simply press enter. That is the old difference we have from iOS. And in simply here, we have on our global mode, right? So these are the not major difference, but yes, the difference is only you need to enter the password over here. And there is one more important thing if I talked about. So let me just open the lab. Okay, so in router, guys, whenever you're running any show command, whenever you are running any show command, you need to be like show running config, and you just need to give a pipe section over here, and then you need to type that particular portion that you want to see, right? But in ASA, what you can simply do, just simply type show running config, and just type straight away host name, and you will get the output. No need for this pipe and section. You simply just landed on like what's the output you exactly want over here. So let me just go to my lab first. Here we go. Let me just log in the ball. So here's my lab. Okay, guys. So this is the lab that we gonna today covers. So let me just power on. I guess we are done. Let me just take a started. So ASA is booting. Okay, here we go. Currently, ASA is get the router here. Okay, so guys, you can see the router is here. So if I type enable, as we just discussed, we landed on privilege mode. After that, this is our global mode. And if you remember, guys, if we want to see anything on router when we are on a global mode, or if you want to see any show command, we need to type show run and then section. So it will give you the output, right? But for ASA, we do not need to type any see it's asking for the password. I just simply click on enter, and after that, see, I'm on global mode, and I'm not. There is no need to type do before the show command. It's running right. It's give you the output without adding any do before the show command. This. So these are the little different that we have. In for iOS, we need to add do before that, but in ASA, we don't need to do anything. And if you want another example, let me just give you the example of, see this, the host name is there. But if you do that over here, first we need to add do over there, and we need to make a pipe section, and then after that, no need to add any pipe or overlap in between the command. Just simply type it down like to running config hostname. There is no need for pipe or section to divide that particular section. And there's one more thing. If I ended up over here and see the command to see the interface is show IP interface brief, but in here on ASA, we just simply need to interface IP brief. So here we do not need to add show IP interface brief. Okay, and there's one more thing. If you want to see the routes on iOS, should be show IP route, right? Right. But in here, just simply need to type show route. So what you need to do, you just need to neglect that IP term after show in in ASA. So that is the major difference we have in CLI of ASA firewall. And there is one more thing, like so in a router, what we need to do if we are creating any username, so we need to add like this. See if we are having any username, and if we are giving the password, enable to secret, and this would be the secret enable secret password, right? But for ASA, what we need to do, enable straight away password, and see this. We are not, these are the little changes, or little, you can say, the things that are different from iOS. So I'm just giving you putting it back. Okay, let's just straight away like that. Okay, guys. So after the CLI portion, if I talk about how we gonna configure the, yeah, pencil. So how we gonna configure interface on ASA. So guys, if you remember on a router, if we are going to configure an interface, what we need to do first, we will need to go to the interface, go to that interface, and after that, first we need to run the command which is no shutdown, and after that, just simply give the IP address, right? And after that, if you can see, after you giving the IP address to all the interfaces that are there in router, and if you run this command to IP route, you will have all those directly connected interface over here in routing table, right? This is a scenario. So let me just do that for you, and after that, I'll just talk about what are the different steps that we follow in ASA. So as per the topology, we have interface which is facing to ASA is 0/. Okay, so first what we need to do, show shutdown. Let me just do that, show shutdown, and let's give the IP address which is, let's give it 192.168.1 dot, let's go to 1.1, and subnet mask should be 255. Right, and let's end that. And now if I check that, the IP address is there and the status is up. And if I do IP, see, all the directly connected interface of 1.1 or 1.0 is present on our routing. Okay, and if we do the same thing with the, let's do the same thing with ASA, that let's do the same thing on our ASA. So I'm just giving you like what are the IP address that we are. Let's take a different. Okay, so on here interfaces, I'll give 54. Here, I'll just give .1. Here, .1. Right. So let's do that on ASA also. So let's go to ASA and type interface, and what which interface is this? This is the net 0. Okay, and after that, let's type let's no shut. Okay, and let's give the IP address, which is 192.168.1.254. Let's give the subnet mask. Okay, that's it. As per the iOS, that is it. Here we go. So let's see the. Okay, so the IP address is not assigned, and if I go ahead, see, there is no root, so it's not taking the IP address. Why is that? The reason is while we are configuring any the ASA, while we are configuring ASA, we need to give an important factor, which is security level. Security level. It is an important term or important factor while we are, configuring any interface on Cisco ASA. Why is that? Because initially, Cisco ASA is transferring the uh, traffic or packets on the basis of security level. So we have security level, which will show how much trustworthy your interface is. So for this interface, actually we have a range from 0 to 100 for security levels. So higher the security level, most you are trusted one, and lower the security level, you are the untrusted one. So see, if you're having any security level on interface, if that is 100, you are the trusted one, or I can say higher trusted one. But if you are having a 0 security level, you are the most untrusted interface according to ASA. So while defining any interface, or while configuring any interface in there on ASA, we need to add security level, and there is another thing which is logical name. So we need to give the logical name also while configuring the interface of ASA firewall. Why we are giving logical names? Because in further uses we will be using this logical name for deploying our policy. So in a generic way, this is quite difficult to remember this zero interface every time. So what we are doing, we are just giving a name to this interface, which you can give any name. But the important thing about this logical name, if you gave the name, if you gave the logical name which is inside, so by default it will take the security level to 100. So this is by default. If you give any interface the name, logical name inside, it will by default given the security level which is 100. Or if you give any other name rather than inside, if you give the name outside, it will give you the security level to 0. Although we can change that, we can change the security level from 0 to 100. But as I said, higher the security level, most trusted you are, and the lower the security level, most you are the one who are not trusted by ASA firewall. So like that, let me go back to my interface, and let's let me do that. And let me go back to that interface again. Okay, let's get down. Let's give the IP address, which is 192.168.1.254. Okay, so we have already done till here. So right now, what we need to do, if we go to security level, let's give it security level to 100. And for configuring the logical name, we will be using this command, which is nameif. So I'm just giving it nameif inside. Okay, and now if I end this and see over there, see now that interface has taken the IP address and showing up. But if I just scroll down and let you know that, see this. Previously, we have done all those things, but the IP address for that particular interface is not there, but the status came up. But now, when we just define the security level to that interface and give the logical name, like inside, or you can give any name, you can give outside, you can give any security level also. So I'm just taking an example to make this interface the most trusted one by giving them the security level, which is 100, right? So now it's taking the IP address. Okay, so let me just clear this up real quick. And now if I can tell you the CIP route, see, previously there is no route. You can see there is no route because we didn't define any security level to that interface. But now, after defining the security level, that subnet mask is shown over here on routing, right? See, it's showing it's directly connected, right? So let me just take, so right, guys, what we are doing, let me just type it down over here. So this is our our inside side, and I'm just taking this interface as outside. Here we will be giving IP address of this range. Here I will be giving the IP address of this range. Okay. And here I'm giving IP 1.54, same here, and here .1.1. Okay. So let me just quickly go to my router 2. So here's the router 2. So I'm just doing that real quick, guys. First, see, this is our router 2, and let's configure the interface. So which interface is this? Okay. No shutdown. IP address 23.1.1. Subnet mask is, and we are done, right? So IP route, we have the route, IP interface brief. So we have the interface, right? So let's do the same thing for ASA in here. So this is my router 2, and for ASA, let's go to that interface, which is the net 1, and let's do no shutdown first, and then the IP address, which is 123.1.1.254, and okay. So now what we need to do? We need to do the security level. So for outside, I'm giving the security level to 0, and name if outside. So now we have two interface on our ASA firewall, which is inside. So let's see that. So name if, see this. So we have two interface that names are inside. So Ethernet 0 is inside and having the security level 100. And we have two interface. Other one is Ethernet 1. The name is outside, and we're having security level 2 0. Okay. And uh, I just go ahead and show route. See, we have both the routes, right? We have both the routes in here. We have routes for 23 network, and we have routes for 192.168.1. So now, guys, we are done with the configuration of interfaces on ASA firewall, right? Any doubts in for this, guys? Any doubts? Any question that comes on your mind? No questions? Okay.
I have a
Uh,
question.
yeah,
So,
go ahead.
in this scenario, the traffic can only move from the inside interface outside interface.
So I'm
Because of
coming on. I'm coming on that point. Coming on that, because in there are multiple factors. Like we need to know about the default behavior of ASA firewall. So I'm coming on that part. So I just want to give you a note, guys. So you can make a note. This is an important note. So the important note is that logical name for, like, must be unique, but security level can be same for multiple interfaces. I hope you got this term. So the logical name for an interface or for multiple interface must be unique. The logical name should not be the same. But if I talk about security levels, so we can give same security levels to multiple of the multiple interface, because we use security levels to transfer the traffic from one place to another, although we can manipulate that thing by creating ACLs. So now let's come on to the part, like if a normal scenario, guys, a normal scenario, Let me just quickly go on router. So if I want to see, I want your answer for that. See, if I want to traffic to flow from router 1 to router 2, what I need to do on according to router on according to routing basis, what we need to do? Any answer?
We can give a ping signal to R2.
No. I'm not asking that how we can do that, but what we need to configure on router 1 so that router 1 knows the path for our router 2.
We have to configure router.
Yes, that is the one I want to hear. So let's go to uh, router 1 are here on router 1. Let's do that. Let me just minimize that. So we are on router 1, right? So I'm just giving, so although this is not recommended, but let's do that. So don't do that in production environment, guys. So what I'm doing, I'm just simply give IP route, a default route from R1. I'm just giving a simple default route. Guys, any doubt in for this command? Any doubt? What I did, I just gave a default route on, I just gave a default route on R1 to firewall. So what I am indicating for R1, if you want to ping anything, just pass your packet to this IP, as you can see this. Okay, so now from routing perspective, we are done with R1, and let me do the same thing over here on R2. So let me configure IP route. So here in this case, the IP is 254, right? And let me just see the ASA. Okay. So now in this case, if I ping R1, I ping R2 from R1, is it gonna work, guys? Any guesses? Any guesses, guys? Any hard guesses? Yes, no, anything. Until the time, let me just configure a telnet over here.
It depends whether the firewall is aligned.
Okay. So I'm just configuring a telnet. Like, okay. The password is DNA. Let me just exit, and let's configure the enable password also. Enable create. The telnet is done, right? And let's do the same thing over here also, guys. So I'm just showcasing you one thing. Okay, so we have enabled password over here already. Okay, so let me do one thing. So you're saying that is depending on firewall, right? So let me first ping. So we're gonna ping from R1 to R1 to R2, right? So R2 IP is this the IP, right? Okay, so it's not pinging, right? As you can see, it's not pinging. But if I try to take a telnet of R2 from R1, so let me just change the name first. Quite confusing. Okay, I did wrong. Let me till the time. Telnet. I did something wrong. Okay. Okay, so I guess there is something that is missing out. Okay, so we simply need to take a connection diffused by host remote. Okay, okay. I guess because of firewall we are not doing that, but I was just telling you the default behavior. So not pinging right, and if I do the trace different trace, 8.1. So it's not pinging right now. Why is that? Because of ASA. But I'm trying to showcase you something. Hold on a sec. Okay, so we have routes. Uh, okay, so we have routes, right? Okay. So why it's not? Really strange thing happened. Why it's not allowing me to do that? It's up. 20, uh, okay. Okay. So if I did one thing over here, which is fix up protocol IC. Okay. Now let's try to ping it. And guys, if I can see. So guys, what you have to say about this? From router one, I am pinging to router two, but from router two, if I'm pinging router one, I'm not able to do that. Why is that? In any hard guesses? Because the telnet one is not working. I really don't know why, but I can look after that. Any idea?
Because of
So
the security level.
yes. So you know the default behavior we have for ASA firewall is that any traffic that is coming from higher to lower is allowed. And the second thing is any traffic that is coming from lower to higher security level is not allowed. But we have some different scenarios in this also. Although I think that we can cover in the next class, because right now I'm just keeping it simple. Just you make you guys like how to configure interface on ASA. Although that telnet thing is not working, but I will showcase you that that was an interesting thing that I'm trying to showcase you. So guys, any question regarding that? Any query, any doubt, anything you want to say?
Yeah, so what we were expecting, we telnet it.
So the thing is, if we gonna telnet from router one to router two, it gonna happen. It gonna happen before doing that. If you remember, I just run a command over here. which is fixed up protocol ICMP. So what we are doing. So see that is why I'm not telling you that point regarding the default behavior of ASA. So there is a point in default behavior of ASA is that the reverse traffic from of TCP and UDP is going to inspect when it's coming from lower to higher level. So I'm not gonna talk about that in that class. Although in second class we will talk about the default behavior of ASA. I'm just giving you a showcase like how it gonna work for telnet, but not for ping. But somehow I don't know, I did something wrong over here for sure. So we'll look after that. We'll look after that in the next class. No issues with that. Ah, okay, so let me do one thing. Uh, if Let's try. I guess I forgot this command. Okay, here we go. So guys, let me do one thing. Just forget about this term, okay? Just forget about this term. Now I have done nothing on ASA firewall, right? So now currently I am on router 2. So let me just, again, just change the name, router 2. So guys, you can see I'm not able to ping. Let me just go ahead. Let me just refresh it once more so that it will come. Just forget about that fix up protocol, guys. We'll talk about that in the next session, or you can say the next class. See, let me just exit from here. Okay, guys. So you can see I'm on router 1, and I'm trying to let's ping that right now. Let's ping that. Ping 23.1.1. I just forgot to add enable the telnet over there. So let's ping that. So I'm not able to ping from router 1 to router 2. Okay. But if I try to telnet that router, is asking for the password. See, I'm not able to ping it, but I'm able to take the telnet of that router. But if I tried the same thing on router 2, let's ping 192.168.1.1. I'm not able to ping it. Let me do the same thing over there also. Okay, so see, from router 2 to router 1, I'm not able to ping. Let me try telnet that. See, I'm not able to even telnet. So what's the point over here? From still from higher to lower security level, everything is allowed. Although right now we are not able to ping, but telnet the router. But we can fix that, guys. We can fix that. Although I had just removed that command, but let me just give it again. So it is a command fix up protocol ICM. So once I'm done that, what happened is previously I'm not able to ping it, but see, now I can ping that. Okay, but from here, I'm still not able to ping that. Because there is another thing which is from a lower security level, from lower security level to a higher security level, nothing is allowed. Now like there is no more traffic exchange from if I can say from this scenario, this is our outside, this is our inside. So the traffic is allowed from inside to outside, but there is no traffic is allowed from outside to inside. Although this is the default behavior, but we can change that. This is default behavior of ASA firewall. We can change that, and how we gonna change that, we will be learning that in next section. Or there is another important point that we talked in the starting of our next session, which is once we are done with the traffic, why we gonna see previously when I tried to ping R2, I'm not able to do that. But when I did that command, fixed up protocol ICMP. ICMP is a protocol that runs behind ping. After that, I'm able to ping from R1, R2. But before that, I'm not able to ping it. Why is it happen? I'm gonna tell you in the next class. So there is one more point which is left in the default behavior that we're gonna discuss in next session, or you can say the next class. Till now, just remember one thing: while defining an interface on ASA, what you need to, what you need to define. I'll just note it down for you guys to have a summary of today's class. That for interface, first you need to no shutdown, just make it up, then give the IP address, then you need to give security level to that interface, and then what you need to do, you need to define a logical name. This range is 0 to 100, and you can take any unique identity here. Okay, this is for ASA. And what is the thing for security level? Higher the security level, the higher the trust is. So if you are having a high security level, you are the trusty one. And if you're having the most untrusted, you are. So basically, security level is a thing which define your trustworthiness to to ASA. Okay, so that is depending on you. Although, if I talk about the default behavior that I just wrote down is higher to lower. It means 0, 100 to 0. Everything is allowed. From lower to higher means 0 to 100. Nothing is allowed. Although guys, this is not mandatory. Okay, we can change that. How we gonna change that? We will be learning in our next session. So guys, any doubt, any question, anything you want to add, or anything you want to ask about today's session? Because we learned this thing, although this is the basic things for ASA firewall, but these are the most important ones once we're starting with the ASA firewall. So anything doubt, any doubt or anything?
Yeah, I don't. One doubt from my end. So this thing is cleared about the conflict, but that we did the basic conflict. I just wanted to know what is the plan? Like we covered the features, but will we be covering like packet and all those?
Oh yes, yes, yes. So this is a very much starting. In next class, I need to tell you about this term, fix the protocol, ICMP. So there are many things in packet filtering. Like we need to create a different ACL. See, as I told you, can change that default behavior. So in current scenario in your company or in your production environment, we manipulate our traffic, right, by our own requirement. We did that, right? So we will be
Yeah.
manipulating all those traffics in our lab environment. I will showcase you how you gonna do that, how you change this default behavior of a firewall. We gonna learn each and everything. So if I take an example, we will be doing that by ACL, or we will be using net also. So we will changing that. If if you learn just take an example of this, we will be doing a packet filtering by ACLs. We use ACLs in our iOS also, the same thing that we are using in ASA firewall also. So we're going to do that, no issue with that. In coming tracks, we'll talk about the ACLs, we'll talk about the NAT. All those things comes together to do the packet filtering or traffic filtering. So we have multiple scenarios. So no issue with that. We'll be covering that for sure. Any other doubt, guys? Shant, Arpit, any doubt?
Oh, actually, the thing is, we have not actually worked on the actual CLI of the firewall. So all this was quite new for us.
Mhm.
So we know what is a firewall from but we have never worked actually on the coding or doing anything on the firewall. So
So do you
this
have
was kind of.
so have you ever taken a CLI of a router or switch?
No, we have not done that. So like we have never taken CLI and worked on it because most of the systems of in ours is live actually. So
Mhm.
and there are specialists like who do that for us. So we normally had an overview of the things, how it works and what is the rules and all that. But you never
Mhm.
took into the CLI. So that's why from that point of view, it was quite, not something quite easy for us to understand. But anyway, we got a hang of it. So hopefully we'll get some more clarity as well.
Yeah, I can understand that if the CLI is quite new for you, that is quite difficult for you. But see, I'm starting from very much scratch. See, I'm starting from very much scratch, like how you gonna configure the interface and how you give the IP address. Uh, every new term I'm trying to cover that. So I'll just keep in mind that for you guys these things are new. So I'll just try to make a steady pace so that you will get familiar about this. So what I'm suggesting you guys to do the lab. The more time you spend on the lab, that is be very useful for you in production environment on every time whenever you're doing any deployment in your customer environment. So please do the hands-on session for that. If I taught you a little thing only about the interface, just go and do that. And in the next class, if you have any difficulties, do let me know. I'll just try to resolve that, because the more you do the hands-on session, the more you will be getting familiar to that appliance. So the hands-on thing is very much important. If you're learning any technology, it's not about the security. If you're learning about the enterprise network, CLI is a very important thing. You need to do the hands-on on CLI. Right now, things are moving onto the GUI part, but CLI is the always the very important factor to get it down for troubleshooting or to cover anything. So I recommended you to guys do the hands-on session, get the benefit of this lab from networking. So do that, and if you have any difficulty, do let me know in the next session. So, guys, if you're not having any doubt, let's uh, finish the today's session. And if you have any question till now, go ahead and ask.
Now I guess we are good to go for
Okay, so
today, I guess.
Nishant, the only thing I want to add you for this, please do the hands-on.
Yeah, sure. We'll do that. We'll do that.
Do the
We'll try it
hands-on.
out.
Yes, you have the recording and you have all the steps. Do that, and if you have any doubt, do let me know.
Sure, we'll do that for sure. And so when do we have the next class? So now we will have to King only take a call. We'll speak to them and we'll try to have this as we had planned.
Yes, no issue, guys. So just let me just do one thing. We are recording now. So I'll just give you an idea like what are the IP plans that I have. So I'm considering this as inside and outside. For this part, I'm okay. So in here we gave by for, although you can try to uh, give the IP address as per your this one. Okay. So what you need to do, IP address here, and just open a telnet. And what you can do the telnet from R1 to R2, but not able to ping it. Why that happened? We'll talk in next session about that. Why is happen? You're able to telnet it, but not able to ping it from here. But from here, nothing gonna work. From here, only telnet gonna work. Okay. Okay, guys. So I guess let's wrap it down and let's meet on maybe on Saturday or maybe on next